Hello, everybody. We have a lot to talk about, and by we, I mean this guy, and this guy, and this guy, all the way up there, because we are worried. We are worried that you might think that because we, been throwing out these songs and that material week by week, that we just come up with it on the spot. But it couldn't be further from the truth, because some of these songs that we are publishing, like the song that is gonna be published today, VooDorian, on this day, 5th of April, they have histories up to 20 years, maybe. VooDorian is 12 or 13 years old, and I wanted to share the exciting evolution of that song with you. And so this morning I had the idea to make one of those YouTube videos where people just photograph themselves every day, and you can see them grow, and you feel like you're part of their life, even though you're just watching them like a creep. But what I then realized is, even though I have some material, I don't have a lot of time today, because today is release day. And so, what I thought is, fudge it, we'll do it live in the style of famous mean person Bill O'Reilly. And let's start at the very beginning, to phrase it like Maria from Sound of Music. VooDorian. I do have a handwritten sheet somewhere, because this is how it all started 12 or 13 years ago. I couldn't find it, so that's what you get now. That was the first functional sheet, so to say. We did also, I back then I did hard copies of the photocopies of the handwritten original. But yeah, this one at some point I just made it digital, as we all do. So I woke up one morning 12 or 13 years ago. I can't strictly remember, but just with this little pickup in it. Ba da 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 da. Maybe even with the second line here. Da 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 da. And then what usually happens when I have an idea like that, I fairly quickly grab a guitar and I try to map it out, because I don't have absolute hearing, and I want to be sure to keep the key, because I feel like if a melody comes to you naturally, then that's probably the right key and the key to keep. Anyway, then I find harmonies for it. You can see back then I was into jazz a lot, so we have very straightforward AABA form, with kind of a bluesy harmonic progression in the A parts, but then very, very generic, just dropping the fifth, if I may be so blunt to translate Quintfallsequenz from German. With a little surprise, a little C major here instead of the C minor you would expect, to make it, to shake it up, with the words of great Taylor Swift, I think. I don't know. And it was functional. That means giggable, playable fairly quickly. Back then I had a little trio consisting of Jérôme Perrault and Victor Daniel Bustamante Ordenes on violin, and this old dirty hippie here. And you can see in the back, it was my favorite bike, the shittiest bike of all. Mainz. I was living in Mainz back then. I loved it so much. Anyway, we played that song as a trio, because we were playing jazz standards, and mostly manouche standards, because Jérôme here learned the trade from his father, and he was very good at manouche style of playing the guitar. And that's a pretty straightforward just jazz piece, so to say. Or it doesn't. What I had in mind is New Orleans kind of style, you know, very draggy swing style, and it worked pretty well, you know. One would play the melody, then everybody can solo, yeah, and then back to the head. And it worked. And then I wanted to study at music school. So back then in Mainz I was studying musicology and education, but I wanted to study guitar. And so I also played this at my entrance exam. Yeah, a few of them probably. And then you just hand in the sheet to the student band that they provide for the day, and that's it. And then you play it. And I think it was pretty well received. But then after studying a while in Dresden, I wanted to change the program to the compositional program. And I had to hand in like 6 pieces maybe. Different arrangements, and this so I went a little bit away from that New Orleans style, but still had, you know, the idea to have a lot of brass to support that arrangement. And so I still have the melody stayed the same, and I think most of the harmonies as well, the harmonic progression, but just with a fixed arrangement around it. So you have to pick up. So also, you know, you have this call and respond thing all the time going on. I don't know, is there something else interesting about it? Yeah, maybe when we get out of the B part, it has a fairly uncommon harmonic progression there. Sorry. And back to the A part. Anyway, yeah, I think that was well received as well, even though I didn't get into the program, but that had other reasons. The main jury member said, I really like your pieces, but I don't like the way you look when you walk around here. That's music school. That can happen. That can happen. Anyway, I was still studying there, and I want to have a very small mobile ensemble to gig with, to tour with. And so a later iteration of that is this one, where we have a similar arrangement, like you can identify those little melodies. Pretty similar to the brass arrangement, but this time with one of my favorite instruments, the flute, violin, and cello. And violin and cello is because I want to, have this string feeling. And since I don't know anything about stringed instruments that you can't usually pluck, but that you play with a bow, I just took the most prominent ones and tried to write for them, which sometimes would get me into trouble because I sometimes wrote stuff where I should do 2 notes at once, something like this. Not realizing how hard that can be for, an instrument without frets to just perform. But the people I was playing with back then were doing very well. I haven't checked with them whether they want to be linked, so I won't link them, but I can play a recording of our first live performance with that piece, 2016 at the What is Music Festival in Spain. I will also link that. It was a beautiful time. There were many pictures I'd like to show, but I don't know if I can. So I'll play you the live recording a little bit. And what I can show you, though, is one.
In the morning you feel better.
The official.
It's what to gypsy woman's house.
Pictures of the What Is Music
You
Festival
will
in Burgos. Look at that scenery.
So let's talk about my payment. The elder witch was pretty sure I get a hold of your soul once you've seen.
So, a few problems with that arrangement. You can hear the guitar is the only rhythm instrument, and while I feel comfortable playing the guitar, I don't feel comfortable singing, and so my attention always goes to the guitar, so it does a steady enough job to give you the groove, but you feel like there's something missing, like bass and drums and something like that. But also what I didn't know before is that classical instruments have a harder time touring and gigging, things that I would have never thought about, that a cello, for example, might suffer from the heat of Spain. Simple as that. And things that you learn along the way. Anyway, this is a fun little photo. It looks like a rehearsal for Lion King musical. We have it all. We have Scar. We have she looks younger, so she's either Simba or Nala. Well, who cares about gender? So she's Simba, she's the hero, and I'm old Mufasa. So Scar's gonna throw me over over the cliff here. I'm gonna get trampled by water buffaloes. Anyway, so that was there. Beautiful. Maybe we could listen to this song just a little bit.
All your plans will soon be shattered.
Beautiful. I can probably link Hedwig Matschke. Beautiful, classically inclined flute solo on there. But this brings me to the next step in the evolution, because, well, we needed more rhythm, and 2016, it was a while ago, and in the meantime I was also starting to perform my music just in a duet with a drummer, Eduardo Mota. I'm definitely gonna link him. You might have also encountered him in one of the last videos. If not, just look at the one that just says Eduardo in big letters. So we have that, and also and the one thing I want to show you, where is it? I think it's here. Yeah, there it is. It's a concert we had in 2022. This is Maja Malisch on cello, gonna link her. Anna Wortmann, gonna link her. Mikko Krebs, gonna link him. He's a jazz saxophone player, but he also plays the flute beautifully, and he has a more jazzy approach to the whole piece. So I wanted to give you that different flavor, and also now we get drums, so listen to that. Sorry to cut out during a beautiful line back there, but you can see Eduardo here. Hello. And also another surprises. I wrote those lyrics to the song, and I wrote it as a duet, but not really. That I adapted the melodies to different timbres or anything, or different registers. No. Just when it comes to the content of the lyrics, I made a duet. So I had 2 different figures in that fairy tale wrote around it. Oh yeah, didn't I mention that? I wrote a 4-page fairy tale about the song, or surrounding the song. It's all one basically. And so up until that point, I always tried to sing both voices and go like, in the morning you feel better. And then, is what the wicked woman said. To give it a little bit of a different timbre, so you could identify 2 different actors and actresses in there. But this time, at Kulturhafen Dresden 22, I had the big luck to perform it with one of the actresses of Kulturhafen fame and of Yes oder Nie fame. I'm gonna link it all. Veronique Weber-Kapinski.
All your plans will soon be shattered.
Those silly words you will regret.
I broke the deal and spent a week of misfortune.
So what do you think?
She's holding on to her breathing mask. Different times back then, but look at that. I need to save this. Look at that. If this isn't a musical match made in heaven, I don't know. Anyway, she also does beautiful earrings and accessories. Is that the word? I'm gonna link it. Veronique Weber-Kapinski. And so now we have a little bit more, groove on the back end with the drums, and a little bit more of a jazzy feel. And I also was, after music school, I was reattuning myself more with the music that I used to do, which is more, funk and soul based. And also when I played in the duet with Eduardo Mota, we also embraced that a little bit more. But that brings me to maybe the last, or let's say the penultimate step in the evolution so far of VooDorian. The song that is gonna be released today, 5th of April. 23. Just, as I do, just before the gig, I came up with a new groove. And that's sadly the only feature that I share with Mozart, that, at the day of the gig, I will show up with a lot of changes to the tunes. But so far, I always had the bliss and the privilege to play with people that can adapt to that. Even on stage, like Eduardo always listens to what I do and reacts, and it's great. I couldn't be more thankful for people who put up with that kind of weird work mentality that I sometimes have. Let's listen to the groove of VooDorian 23. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. In the morning you feel better, is what the wicked woman said. That's the 2 voices. You will arise to the light of a new dawn. So let's talk about my payment. And a lesson that I learned from that is, if you find yourself in a position that after 12 years of rearranging, rewriting, recomposing a song, and then you can one morning just sit down in your bedroom with an acoustic nylon string guitar and play a version of it that grooves harder than every iteration you had of this song so far, then you probably never truly understood the song to begin with, maybe. So I keep on I keep on, trying to improve. But, I like that groove. The elder witch was pretty sharp. I get a hold of your soul once you've seen. But one change, the basic change that I had to do to the melody is that that jazzy da 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 just wouldn't fit anymore. So I have way more melodic passages where I just stay on the same note, dan 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 da da, stuff like that. So it emphasizes the rhythm of the melody rather than a pitch progression, so to say. And yeah, I mean, what can I tell you? There's one more step in the evolution of that song, and it has everything that you could dream of. It has Eduardo Motta, it has Ambas, Tim Fass. Let's find a hero frame that. Oh, look at these! Look at these! And if you want to listen to it, if you think this maybe the final iteration of VooDorian is something that I want to witness, then I have good news for you. Oh, all of us, we have good news for you. You can just tickle that link in either the bio or wherever you watch this, I don't know. But you're gonna find a link. Instagram, it's in the bio, and Facebook and YouTube and whatnot. It's gonna be right somewhere beside or below. And you can actually right now, right in this second, see the three of us give you a version of that song that is funky, that has soul, that has 13 years in the making, that had Eduardo Motta with a little bow tie, that has Tim Fass, also just called Fassi, on a bass solo that can only be described as heavenly dynamic. I want to give you a little bit of it. I want to give you, I truly want to. But then again, look at that. The picture, by the way, it's filmed by Simon Gabe. I'll link him too. Look at that. I'm going to save that too. I think that's going to be the thumbnail. Look at that. See for yourself. If you want to, if your finger's itching to press that play button right now, I got good news. We'll see you soon when you watch us perform VooDorian in his latest, maybe final iteration. Right now. See you then. Now. See you then, which is now. Bye.